Hello and welcome to another episode of Maddie Allen Live. Now, while our tape gets rolling here, I wanted to let you know that this is the third and special edition of our reporting on the Robinhood scandals that are occurring in the markets and why this is a perfect time for Hexicans or Hexagans to get involved and to seize the opportunity here that we have to capitalize on this meme coin business. Now, as the title may have indicated, we've got a lot to cover tonight before the Hexologist goes on live. And so I'm getting our studio set up here real quick. I want to say hi to everybody who's joining. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Good to see all of you. And today we're going to be going over the master plan to advertise to AOC's crowd. And we're going to be going over what's been going on in these markets. And there's a lot of news that's been emerging since we checked in yesterday. So I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the podcast. Still waiting to get the mic delivered. It should be delivered any minute now. So we're getting set to be a real production here. And thank you to everyone who is subscribing, liking. Thanks to the people who are disliking, I guess, too. Shout out to them. And we really appreciate all the crowd interaction that we get here. So let's jump right into it. And shout out to David Morales and QC Organics and Stream Elements. You're a bot, but we still appreciate you just the same. Let's see here. So I'm going to share my Twitter and go over the game plan of what we've noticed. So let me start off here actually by saying it was a very eventful night last night. There were a lot of people in HEX who streamed after us, and they were reporting on the news somewhat as it was emerging, but I want to give you the full update here. So yesterday, we did a segment about how I had bought $3 of GameStop stock, basically as a joke to show everybody that, obviously you're going to be buying HEX, but buying that $3 of GameStop, it allowed me to investigate the Robinhood situation. And sure enough, Robinhood took the buy button away yesterday. And that was a shock when I logged into my Robinhood account, where I, bought $100 of Bitcoin when Richard called the bottom at 3,500. And, we don't like storing Bitcoin or crypto on centralized exchanges, of course, but, whatever. I had left it in there and there were $3 left. I had actually bought $97 worth of Bitcoin. And so I had that $3, so I went ahead and threw it into GameStop. And sure enough, Robinhood took away the buy button. And so I've been following the story. Robinhood is in a lot of trouble. They've got the SEC breaking down their doors and, all kinds of stuff. But the big news is that AOC, Congresswoman from New York, she got on Twitch last night and got over 1 million views already. Basically, she was reporting on. She had some guests. All of them were named Alexis, and they had one of the founders of Reddit, and the other one was basically a financial analyst who is able to explain to the American people what is going on with this GameStop phenomenon. Because as I've said on here before, it's Occupy Wall Street 3.0, and it was an opportunity for Main Street to stick it to Wall Street, which, Main Street, the common man never got revenge for what happened when Wall Street crashed the economy during the 2007 to 2009 crisis that has affected us all to this day, right? And so on top of the lockdown and everything, you've got these companies like Melvin Capital, these hedge funds that were shorting, doing naked shorts, highly leveraged, even greater than the some of the market itself. They were, they were trying to put GameStop out of business and capitalize off that whenever there's 20,000 employees that are working there during the pandemic. And so, the market revolted. But what we've seen now is cracks in the financial system because it's, if Robinhood is allowed to take away the buy button. Now, the part of the story that emerged last night is that it turns out Robinhood was getting paid by the hedge funds to find out what your stock orders were before you executed the trade. So basically what AOC was trying to explain to the American people last night is, well, here's what happens. Robinhood doesn't charge you any fees, but then they sell your order information to these hedge funds, the stock in the 1 second before you execute the trade, and then sell it to you at a higher price. This is an outrage. It's all out stealing. And what an ironic thing for Robinhood to be stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. It's supposed to be the other way around. It's supposed to steal from the rich and give to the poor. And I've just loved to be on Robinhood and see their excuses rolling out. At first they're messaging their customers like, oh, we're trying to protect you. Well, that story didn't add up. And so then they got on the news and said, oh, no, we were trying to protect our company. Yeah, well, now you're sending out emails today and blog posts talking about how, you onboarded so many poor people into the stock market and you feel great about yourself. Like, okay, Robinhood, yeah, there's a lot of revenge that's going to be happening here and into the future, because Occupy Wall Street is not a movement that occurred for a weekend or a week or a day. These Wall Street bets people, they've been growing in size. Go to their Reddit. Earlier this week, when I heard of them, they were at 2.5 million. Now they're over 6.5 million this morning, right? I've been seeing clients doing therapy, working, but before I started my work for the day, and every time I had a second to check in, this is an amazing story that's unfolding before our eyes. And here's where it's going, right? If you listened to me yesterday, you heard my prediction, and the day before, about Dogecoin being the meme that would be a possibility of where this movement would go. And sure enough, that's where it went. So this episode is really focused on helping you to understand and recruiting you to be a part of the HEX meme movement, because everybody who's in this group, Wall Street Bets, they're ready to hear about HEX. They don't know it yet. But the more that we can reach that audience, we don't need all 7 million people coming in and setting up a Staker wallet and costing everybody all their Gnosis safes and everything. All we need is a few people, right, to join. All we need is $5 million to do a 100x in the price of HEX. All we need is $500,000 of buy pressure in order to make HEX shoot up the charts even more than Dogecoin is, right? I'm not recommending or telling people what to do about Dogecoin because I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of who's been waiting to dump on people's heads. The reason I love it is because it's a meme coin. If people are so ready to throw their money away to 8x the price of Doge in like a day, like they did yesterday, then imagine what they're going to do when HEX not only becomes the meme, but it also becomes the way that you stick it to the man, right? This is not going to happen without your help. It's not going to happen without your participation. I know there's this narrative in HEX that says, oh, you know, like all the work is done, like it's a finished product. Like it is a finished product, right? But there's still, you know, like people still had to go educate about what a bond was in order for bonds to get sold. You know, like this is the easy part, right? Like those of us who are users of HEX, like have our HEX savings account, we have our 401k like set up with HEX. We're all like, you know, we're all up 100x or 300x or 2x or whatever it is, right? Like this is the fun part. We get to evangelize HEX. We get to make people curious. We get to use our creativity and our social media power to bring people into something that is so good for them, right? And for us. Like, time to pump your own bags, all right? And one of the ways that you can do that is by, I mean, there's lots of ways that you can do it. One way that I'm going to present today is by subscribing to the channel on Twitch. You're able to create emotes, or you're able to use the emotes that I've created, which are emoji type characters that live on Twitch. And if you could have seen, well, I guess you can still see what the AOC chat was like last night. I caught it right after she got done going live. But she was on for about 75 minutes. Like about 1 out of every 5 comments was mentioning Dogecoin, right? And again, I'm not saying that to give you like any kind of bad advice, like buy Doge whenever. That's not where people are going. You want to go into something, go into HEX, right? Like I did. Not financial advice, you know, not meme advice, but like this is meme advice. Right now, what I'm saying is go out there and get those emotes from myself or somebody else, you know, and then get in that chat. And all it's going to take is very little pressure, because the logo is beautiful. People are going to be curious. They're going to be, I updated the logos, and I haven't gotten a chance since I've been working today to see if Twitch approved them yet or not. But whether people are able to use the ones that I updated or the old ones, you'll still have the HEX option, definitely. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I went ahead and I threw in the link to Twitch. So I know I promote the YouTube a lot, and you guys will be able to get in there if you choose to. And let's see here. So I created one of my first Twitter threads, you know, like that's awesome. And let me see if I can see even what it says here. Okay, so asking people to set notifications for AOC Twitch, and then sub to me, Hexagon, and anyone who has Hex emotes, and then spam the chat next time she goes live. And there's the link to get to Twitch. I'll go ahead and share the link for this tweet as well. And so that way everybody will be able to see it. Any of these Wall Street Bets guys, if any of them pay attention to what's going on in HEX, they're going to realize what it is. That it's going to be something that pays them when the price goes up or when the price goes down, because HEX pays trustless interest. HEX itself is a meme, right? Like the name HEX is important because it's not like HEX is a blessing. But the word hex in English means curse. So just right there, you know, you had me at hello, right? Like that's a expression. And but you had me at hex, right? First introduction, 3 letters, hex.com. I just went to the website. continues to get better and better. So I went ahead and tagged everybody, and then I gave a little further rationale. Like, a lot of eyes are on the AOC chat. These are degens who are primed for HEX. Once Wall Street Bets learns about real DeFi crypto, then HEX will moon harder than anything in history. That's what I believe. And all they need to do is see the logo flying by. We like the stunk, right? Or stock, however you prefer to say it. So these were the old emotes, and so we've still got this one, which is the HEX logo, and then I re-uploaded this coin, but I put it for the level 1 emote, another version of the HEX logo with the word HEX underneath it, so that people really be able to see. And I'm not aware of any other community that has gotten this basically hack figured out, where you can, the Wall Street Bets people, they're getting flooded by, every bag holder of everything ever wants to like get endorsed by them, right? And so I tried to post in their Reddit, and it got automatically taken down by a bot saying like, oh, you're talking about crypto. We don't allow that here. Thanks. And of course, I don't have any karma points either, so that maybe didn't help. But then I was reading on a thread today that maybe Wall Street Bets has allowed people to start posting about crypto, possibly because they're having such a strong Doge following. So that may have changed a little bit there. But nobody else is thinking to create these emotes as a grassroots way to implant this idea that is going to help everybody who's involved in the movement, right? Because the goals of the movement are meme, stick it to the man, get rich, right? Like, that's HEX. You're describing HEX already, and you don't even know it. So we are so close. The tipping point is almost here, but it's going to take everybody doing their part, and like, how hard is it really? Just like, go set the notifications for AOC, like, go get these emotes. I don't know, maybe it's like $3 or $5 to subscribe, like, here on the channel to get the emotes. Twitch, they got to get their cut, I guess. But so I went ahead and I updated. So the standard tier is how it appears here, and the one that's grayed out as of last night when I uploaded it, that wasn't approved yet, but that usually takes about a day. And then I made one, I'm not a graphic artist. I do my best here. I'm learning just like everybody else. I made a little HEX moon logo where the moon is, swiftly, sinking into the basket for a 3-point play. And then, of course, the third tier is the ski cat emote. And Togo here also, I believe, has a Twitch subscribe function. I'm not sure if he really goes live or not, but that's also linked on there. And so we want as many people as possible, to be able to, get their graphic design funded, and to allow more HEX emotes to be used, because this is a marketing tool, right? And it's probably even more effective than other marketing tools. So let's see. Steve Johnson, nice job, Maddie. Thank you. I appreciate it. What did I say about 100x, 5 million? Yeah, so Dream King, it turns out that because HEX is traded on decentralized exchanges and the majority of the liquidity is on 1inch and Uniswap, because those are decentralized market makers, you can actually compute what a buy would do, because it won't let you buy all of the supply at once. Like, it's not possible. Like, you start buying and then you're pushing the price against yourself. So if somebody was, and we saw this before, somebody doubled the price in one buy order, right? That was back maybe 6 months ago or something. And so it's something, it has to do with mathematics that can be computed based on the liquidity, and it's a function of a square, apparently. It's a mathematical function. So I know that if you go into the hex.com, or sorry, if you go into the Hex Telegram at t.me/hex crypto, you can do !uni, I think, or they'll help you if that's not right. And you can read, there's 4 different levels of understanding about how the decentralized exchanges work in their technical details. And then you'll be able to understand at a deeper level why it is that we can say that it's mathematically proven how much the price of HEX would go up with what kind of a buy order. Again, these decentralized exchanges are something that's new. It's never existed before. HEX didn't create Uniswap. HEX popularized it, and HEX is, in my opinion, the best product that's being sold on there. !uni, I think, is what you type in to the chat there at t.me/hex crypto. I'll put the link here. Let's see, what else? Brian Jones, great work as always. Thank you. Dahlia Brand, how's it going? Good to see everybody. Old Man Hex. Maddie Allen, that's me. Let's see. So that's our plan of marketing, our plan of attack to popularize HEX more within the meme community. And I want to keep doing this more and more to where we're working together as a team. And HEX has the rare kind of community that you would dream of, right? And it's already here. It's waiting for you. And it's thanks to you and thanks to the other content creators. Saul Goodman asks, what's my prediction for HEX in 2025? You're saying that you've staked $4.5 million. Wow. You must have bought in earlier, bought in big. And yeah, so you get roughly 30 million at the end of your stake, probably talking about the number of HEX. And yeah, I mean, my prediction is that HEX will be much higher. You know, these macro events that are happening in the world. Occupy Wall Street 3.0 with Wall Street Bets, new development, right? The macro environment of money printing, ad infinitum, right? I just saw today, Janet Yellen, new Treasury Secretary, I believe. It was a list of all, I mean, I probably got it here. It's a list of all the speaking engagements she did for banks. She got millions and millions and millions of dollars paid off by the banks ahead of time before she became Treasury Secretary now. So she's in hot water too. And there's going to be a lot of politicians like AOC. They're ready to make their name by, prosecuting this, or, I mean, in reality, they're just going to be grandstanding and, doing political theater, right? Just so they can get more followers. But she's going to be probably the next president, I would guess, just because she's going to be able to leverage social media, just like, past people have, Obama, Trump, right? And I really see that, I see that happening easily. But even more easily, I think, is this idea that, you've got a world full of cheap money and you got nowhere to put it that is that's going to hold its value. You accept crypto, right? You've got crypto, the highest appreciating asset class of all time. You've got negative interest rates or low to no interest rates. I mean, I wanted to post this on my Twitter the other day. I got something in the mail from, I don't know, credit card company, bank, whoever. And like in the packaging of the letter, like on the envelope, on the front and the back, it's like, high interest is here. We'll give you 0.15%, right? Like they're advertising this. This is high interest. to the banks, 0.15%, right? And all the meantime, they're running up all the printing of the dollar, right? And making it so inflation, it's going to be 10, 20, 30%, because that's how much money they're printing. They printed 30% more money this year, right? And I'm told that, that might not hit us for a year or two, but you could already see the price of food going up. And it's not going to take that many times of the price of food doubling in a short amount of time for people to do exactly what Wall Street Bets is doing, which is they are going to vote with their money. They're going to look for the holes in the financial system, right? And then they're going to exit, right? What people haven't been telling you about this Wall Street Bets thing is, how long do you think it's going to take all those people to get their money into crypto? Like, it's going to take a few days. They just started talking about Dogecoin. You can't just buy Dogecoin on Coinbase. Like, you can't just go from Robinhood into these things. But now you got 7 million people who are motivated to do that. Now you got 7 million people who are going to FOMO into crypto. And, what people are going to buy Bitcoin. We saw Bitcoin go up, right? Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't be like the last person to jump into something. Be the first, Get your position in HEX right now, right? And we don't know what the price of HEX is going to be today or tomorrow or anything, but look at these macro events and tell me something's not going to happen, right? HEX is the perfect meme coin. I want you to say that over and over again. Hex meme, hex meme, hex meme, right? That's what it is. And so, but HEX is also the perfect financial product. And so it blows my mind. It literally blows my mind. It's going to take people a few days to get into crypto. They're going to get into crypto. They might have a good time with Dogecoin. Elon Musk is out there, joking around. He's been joking about it for years. Dogecoin isn't where it's at because it doesn't have any special technology in it. It doesn't pay you to hold it. It doesn't incentivize saving behavior. It doesn't replace the blockchain CD, right? But you should have seen whenever AOC had a guest on, and she's reading the chat. You could tell she's reading the chat because she was thinking of some name of a hedge fund, and then the chat was saying it over and over. She's like, "Oh, that's what it is." So you could tell she was reading the chat. So all she was seeing was Dogecoin over and over and over again. And then her guest was like, "Oh no, did you just hear my dog in the background?" And boom, everybody freaked out. It was all Doge comments after that. That's what I'm saying is you have somebody who's on the Financial Services Committee of the House or the Senate or whatever she's in, right? You have this huge public figure who just got 1 million followers on Twitch. You have 7 million people in Wall Street Bets. All those people are ready to hear about HEX right now. They're ready to hear about it now. Like I've been saying, this thing isn't going to go away overnight. This is a movement that's going to be several months long, right? And so, but HEX needs to mobilize now. HEX needs to get out there, at some point, the mad gains, they're going to speak for themselves. At some point, maybe exchanges will FOMO in, but we don't want them to. They could buy it when HEX is $100. That's fine. But for now, let's get regular people into it, and let's go ahead and blow the lid off this whole HEX thing. HEX is the perfect meme and the perfect financial product, and it's about to meet the perfect macro environment and the perfect grassroots movement. And so what you should be asking yourself It's like, if you're a content creator, are you ready to have like 1 million people watching you? I got this new microphone on the way. It should be delivered like tonight. I'm ready. Are you ready to like, not be able to think because all you're doing is like looking at your staker app and like it can't even fit all the zeros you have on there behind like all the big numbers, because your bags are exploding harder than you ever thought possible. Like it's time to buckle up and get ready to go to the moon, because it's time. Like, it's so, at some point I'm just gonna start repeating myself, but you all appreciate what I'm trying to say. Moon boots are secured. Hola, Hexicans. Dr. Moore, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna learn about crypto in the next week. They are gonna buy into Ethereum. I suspect they're gonna buy into Bitcoin. They're gonna buy into Dogecoin, and then they're gonna learn about Hex. And it's because they're gonna see it everywhere, and people don't have anything better to do. That's why there's 7 million people, joining. There's 5 million people who have joined in the past week for Wall Street Bets. This thing is going to keep going on and on. So go ahead and get out there and do some social mediating, and make sure to do your part, because this is the good part, right? This is the part we've been waiting for. So what else do I have to share with you here? I'm going to share my screen before we got Hexologist coming on any minute. And let's see here. I wanted to promote a stream I'm doing later this week. Sorry, tomorrow. We got Richard there. He's looking good. Hexologist was the one that tattooed him and gave him the David Feeder tattoo, or the tattoo and the beard. And then we got A-Bit, who created the Pokemon card limited edition that he did for Hex. And so trying to make it fun and get you excited about my interview with David that'll be happening tomorrow evening. And let's see, what else do we have here? Yes. Can't believe they were matching Elon Musk's dog that he made into a pretend Vogue cover. And one of the Hexagons, it was out of context Hexo, who created the AOC chair made of Hex. She's grabbing onto Hex like it's something special, which it is. And then we already talked about the emotes here. Excellent. Hex Connect. Yeah. It's not BitConnect. But I would say look at the code, right? Like I was saying with Gary last night, like if you really want to know what Hex is all about, go to etherscan.io or .com. It links there now. Go type in Hex, then it'll bring up the contract address. Then click on the little tab below, below the stats, and it'll show you the contract, and then shoot down to line 718 of the code. And what will you find there? You're gonna find 5555. And that's the line of the code that tells you everything you need to know about Hex. That's the longest you're allowed to stake it. Now, why does that matter, right? Well, that matters because Hex was designed to leave enough meat on the bone so that the early adopters didn't get all the gains, and then it was over, right? Hex has been designed so that people can join now and still make tons of profits, right? And even somebody joining now, they could do better than the average person who's already in HEX if they stake longer. And so leaving meat on the bone, only in HEX. Trademark. That's not a trademark, but it could be. Limon Ortega. How's it going? Excellent. I'm glad you're a Cuatro Cinco investor. Appreciate you. Corey, thank you for the compliment on the content. I enjoy your content as well. And I'm excited to play people out with one of your songs here before we end. So I keep checking my phone to see if Hexo is going live. This is the time he normally goes, I think. So just shout out in the chat if you see him going live. And let's see, what else? What else? Is there anything else to say? Yes, I mean, that was the big news, right? Is that these hedge funds were paying off Robinhood. Robinhood's in big trouble. I tried to get on there to see if they really put the buy button back in there. And sure enough, they have a blog post saying you're only allowed to buy one share, only one share of GameStop. Imagine that. Like, now they're telling you how much you can buy. Like, they're trying to, make themselves rich no matter what happens. They're trying to pretend like the stock market isn't a casino that's rigged to wreck only people on Main Street, not Wall Street, And what else? They were saying in their blog post, oh, you can't buy fractional shares anymore. Like, they're advising people against investing in volatile assets. Like this, yes, Corey makes an excellent point. This is exposing the problem with centralized finance. And HEX is the solution. It's the decentralized financial solution. Thank you for the cheer, Corey, and El Hexidente earlier. I appreciate you guys and everybody who's donating to the channel here. Let's see. Oh, and then Robinhood all of a sudden wants me to start filling out my profile before I'm allowed to make any more trades. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to buy another $1 of GameStop. Like, I'm going to be putting that into HEX. But, like, you have to answer the question, like, what are you here for? Like, are you here to speculate or to create long-term savings or blah, blah, blah? I'm like, I don't even want to answer that question. Like, stop your psychology tricks on me. Like, I could do that stuff in my sleep. Like get out of here. No, thank you, Robinhood. Like, yeah, they're going to make me fill out a survey, right, before they let me continue to trade. More gatekeeping. More gatekeeping. That's what I posted today on Twitter for Wall Street Bets. They said, hey, AMA, ask me anything or ask a moderator anything. And they took it on Twitter. And so I hopped on there and was like, hey, look, this meme of Richard Hart and, AOC and a dog or a Pokemon card or whatever it is, right? And my question to them was, how do you like being gatekept? Hex.com, baby. And, of course, they didn't reply because they had like 5,000 comments already after like 10 minutes. But, we're getting it out there, right? And Twitter's home to crypto Twitter. That's where people are at in crypto. Twitch, there's a lot of crypto people, obviously. If everybody's all talking about Dogecoin, soon enough they're going to be talking about HEX. So let's keep putting our content out there. Let's keep spreading awareness. Outbound messaging, that's where it's at. Let's see here. When is Hexologist coming? I don't know. Now, he said he was going to be doing his stream a little bit differently this weekend because he would be out of town or away from his studio. What other questions? So hit me with a question. You could ask me anything, you know? Oh, there he is. He's live. Okay, my bad. My bad. I'm going to cue the song, and I'm not sure why. Oh, he's only been going for a minute. Maybe the notification didn't come through yet. So let me play the outbound song here, and then we'll get you guys hosted over to him. Thanks for joining me. You know, I'm not necessarily going to be doing a daily show, but just whenever there's news, I want to make sure to bring it to you. I want you to be the first to hear and to be the most informed, of course. And so let me share the screen here so we can listen to some sweet music here on your way out. Here we go. See, this just keeps getting smoother and smoother, doesn't it? All right. All right. It's Corey and Investor again, and I just want to talk a bit about myself and investing. You know, I've been through a lot, been educated along the way, and I just want to inspire a little bit through the music, educate more people into crypto, period. Now, without being financial advice, I believe in HEX, Bitcoin, Ethereum should be on your watch list for the next 5 years. And with that being said, let's talk about the highest appreciating asset class today. It's crypto, not stocks and bonds. Boy, this ain't for play. My word plays to educate the children around my way, so they can get out the hood. No, I don't want to stay. Education's critical in my life, pivotal. Could have been in jail or dead. Yeah, it's just that simple. But back to investing. Here, take some notes. Never go all in like jumping off a boat. Dollar cost averaging. Google that term so you can keep your shirt on, so you don't get burned. Now there's a risk to all investments. This you should know. You can take yearly profits and get ready to blow. And all right, awesome. Well, thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And make sure to turn on notifications here so that you can see the next time I go live. We're going to head over to the Hexologist, and then later on tonight, it's going to be the FN Hangout with Discord Syndicate. So make sure to stay tuned to all the Hex content. And again, thank you so much for joining me. As always, my outro will be stake wisely, my friends. Thank you.